All right, good evening, everybody. It's 6:05. I'm going to begin to respect everyone's time and to make sure that we are done by 7 o'clock, which I think we will be. But like I said, I want to respect everyone's time. So thank you for stopping by. This is our admin follow-up night from open house. I felt it was necessary that for open house, parents get to really focus on the teachers, see the teachers, meet the teachers through virtual Zoom, and then also get a chance to see special area teachers as well. So that's why I wanted to let everyone do that first, and then we can do a follow-up with administration. So the agenda for tonight, you are going to meet your new administration. I know we've been out and seeing as many parents as possible, especially through any type of pickups. The night in Nanjamoy, the Nanjamoy Community Center, we were there and seeing some parents there as well. We're going to talk about Mount Hope's mission statement, vision, stuff from parent handbook, things of that nature. Feedback from open house, Title I compact, question and answer period, and then a reflection at the end. So who is your new principal? So by now I would think everybody knows my name. So I started in Charles County in 2006, and I helped open Diggs Elementary School as a 5th grade teacher. Diggs is right by North Point and Davis and that complex over there. I taught 5th grade and 3rd grade, as well as helped organize the Philadelphia trip for all the 5th graders. That was one of our big, I guess, events every year, where we took all the kids, took them to Philadelphia, because that was part of the curriculum, is we had to teach Constitution, Declaration of Independence, things like that. And since I'm from Philadelphia, I was like, well, what better way to take them where it all took place? So we went there. I was there for quite some time. In 2014, I went to Dr. Brown as the learning resource teacher. Learning resource teacher that is with gifted services, teacher that implements gifted services, as well as the testing. All the testing goes on that takes place in the building. I helped with a one-to-one iPad program that we were kind of starting and getting funds to work with iPads, one-to-one, creating portfolios, things like that. In 2016, I was appointed as the vice principal at Jennifer Elementary School. Was there for 3 years. I was there actually with Mrs. Nancy Seifert, who was the principal at Mount Hope before myself. After 3 years at Jennifer Elementary School, I became the first vice principal at Billingsley Elementary School, the brand new elementary school in the county, right here in it's technically in White Plains, but it's so close to Waldorf. So I was very blessed to start in Charles County, where I should say I was very blessed to have an experience where I opened a brand new school as a teacher, and I opened a brand new school as an administrator. So I've been very blessed for that, for sure. There's some pictures over there on the side with me in the classroom. Yes, you will see myself and Mrs. Aguilera in the classroom. You will meet Mrs. Aguilera in a couple slides, but I will let you know that we are in there sometimes teaching for quite some time due to the sub issue. Mrs. Aguilera is definitely hands on deck and truly a team player. I couldn't ask for another vice principal. She's just amazing. So we've definitely been going in there to help support the teachers and, more importantly, the students when they don't have a substitute. My family's here. We are, my wife, actually, we met at Diggs Elementary. She taught 4th grade at Diggs, and she now is the learning resource teacher at Gail Bailey. We have 2 amazing sons, Reese and Dexter. Reese is the older one, and Dexter is the one with the crazy hair. Okay.
And good evening, everyone. I am Trisha Aguilera. My educational career actually began in Nebraska. So I am a Midwest girl at heart. here on the East Coast. So for about 12 years, I started as a kindergarten teacher, and then I taught 5th grade, moved to the middle school in our district and taught 6th grade. And I've coached middle school and high school sports, sometimes year round. So I am used to just being on the go and always being busy within the school district. This the Grinch outfit was from the Summer Boost program. I was the site coordinator at Mary B. Neal. And then to the right was when I taught 1st grade there. And then at the bottom was when we taught, and it went into COVID. So right during that March, we were supposed to have our big school pictures and we went virtual. And so I made our own class picture. And then that was 2018 to 2020 when I was in Neal. And then 2020 to 2021, I was at Dr. Mudd in Waldorf, and I was the learning resource teacher, so the gifted and testing, and also their PLTW lead launch teacher. And the Aguilera pack, and I do say that because if you can look in the top left, you can see we have adopted 6 dogs. So we are super busy. My husband is in the Air Force. He's at Andrews Air Force Base. And my son, who's now a freshman, he goes to McDonough. He plays soccer. He's in ROTC, and that's pretty much what he talks about is ROTC and soccer. So, and we're huge Buccaneer fans. So.
So moving forward with our goals and our mission and our vision. Mount Hope Nanjemoy follows and fully supports the mission from Charles County Public Schools. It is a mission that is throughout all of the schools, and it's the mission of Charles County Public Schools to provide an opportunity for all school-age children to receive an academically challenging, quality education that builds character, equips for leadership, and prepares for life in an environment that is safe and conducive to learning. So each school has to take that mission and then move with our vision. To be honest with you, I took the vision from last year coming in as a new principal, and I didn't want to come in and start changing every little thing. The one thing that I did change with our vision is that everyone is respected and valued. That is my number one rule. I tell the kids that almost every single day when I see them. Of course, you can be ready and responsible and respectful, but you have to respect yourself and you have to respect others. And the students know, and also the teachers know, that respect is same thing as a door. It goes back and forth. You can open and close it. It swings just like a door, and we should respect the kids and they should respect us in return. So it goes both ways. And I told the kids that too, that adults should respect you as well as you should respect adults. And then from there, once everyone is respected and feels safe and then you're ready, then we can experience that academic success that I have listed there. Parent handbook, I have a QR code here where you can scan to see the parent handbook. Nothing has changed. There are no changes or anything like that. I just want to make sure that everyone is aware of the 2 car rider lines. They're still happening. We are getting through dismissal very quickly. I am used to approximately 700 to 900 kids in a building. So having around 265 kids in the building is definitely a little bit of a change for me, but we have everything down to a science when to dismiss the students, dismiss the grades, and moving on. 315 is the latest that you can pick up a child for early dismissal. We ask for that because after 315, we're preparing for dismissal. Even though we don't have a lot of kids, we still are preparing, making sure that we're going through any type of changes of transportation and making sure we're communicating with all that. Now, if an emergency comes up, for sure, we will definitely work with you, okay? Because you never know what's gonna happen. Cell phones, I have a couple of them, requests, I should say. I'm very, nowadays I'm very understandable and I wouldn't say lenient, but I understand the demand of making sure that when kids are going home and they have to get off the bus, and especially in our community, some of the students, when they get off the bus, they have quite a ways to get home too. They have to walk quite a ways. So if they need a cell phone, I can definitely work with you on that. Communication is a big thing for me, making sure that people are aware of what's going on. And I always request that 48 hours is given, so the reply can be made through email. And I tell the parents, or I should say, I tell the teachers that once again, it's back and forth. So you give them 48 hours. If you're going to email a parent, you give them 48 hours because they have things to do and they should do the same thing to you as well. Safety first and instruction second. This information has been sent out through school messenger plenty of times when I have sent out updates to the SOPs, the standard operating procedures. This QR code will take you to the CCBOE website where all this information is posted, the updates, if they come out, depending on what's going on with the health department, what's going on with CDC guidelines and all of that. But I want you to be aware that safety is my #1 priority. So that is #1. The students have to be comfortable. They have to be safe. They have to feel that way. And then instruction can take place. So going through, making sure you're using social distancing, following the CDC guidelines, going through all of that and making sure that the kids feel definitely comfortable. And with a lot of this, it's not so much CDC guidelines and social distancing, it's also SEL. It's the social emotional learning as well. So when we have a student that's coming to school, not having a good day, or an email from a parent saying, hey, my son or daughter is coming to school and just not feeling good, not sick wise, but something's just, they woke up on the wrong side of the bed. Everyone has those days. I tell teachers all the time that kids, just like adults, they have baggage. So we all have baggage when we come to work, go to school, and we have to respect that. So if they're not feeling good or they're upset about something, work with them. Okay, so that's definitely a priority.
All right. And then we do have some COVID-19. We do have protocol with our volunteers. Unfortunately, due to current district protocol, because of COVID-19, parents are still unable to volunteer in the building. But if this changes, we will make sure to let parents, guardians know as soon as possible. And we would send notifications where we may be needing help in the building, or for trips or for certain activities. There are still a few in-district field trips that sometimes we can ask parent chaperones to attend. And if this happens, to get ahead of the game, you can fill out required paperwork that would allow you as a chaperone or a volunteer in the building when the time comes. Unfortunately, we don't know when that will happen. But if you are a parent or guardian that is very hands-on, likes to get in, you can get that done ahead of time. And then the classroom teachers, while they're planning their trip, and they know which parents are interested, they would send that link out as well.
All right. So I mean, you're good. So parent-teacher organization members, the original open house, I sent out an evaluation link, and at the bottom of it, I put a field or a box down there where you could type in your name and contact information to be part of the PTO. I wanted to create a PTO. I'm not saying that nothing happened before in the past, but a lot of things have changed. For example, PTO members in the years past, they moved and went to homeschool. So we have parents that are not part of the PTO anymore, and I want to reach out to parents that are interested, start that process, start those PTO meetings, and go through with all that. This QR code will take you to this evaluation page from the previous open house, and at the bottom you can fill out that information to be part of the PTO.
And then we did get some feedback from open house night. Some information from parents and guardians were just more info on parent view and student view. So student view, your child already has an account set up, and you can, but the student can also use their login information to show how to access their own grades. And then to log in, you use the student ID, and then they use their password. And that's the same as Office 365. And I'm skipping ahead, but if you don't know that information and you want it, we do have Miss Dobry's email at the bottom, and that goes the same for the parent view account. If you already have a login and password, there's a site, it's the one in red, just says parent view. And it's straight from the CCBOE website. And here you can see your child's grades, you can see report cards, the interim documents. And I know I've even uploaded various documents that my son needed when he entered high school. I was able to do that right on Parent View. And there is an iPhone app, there's an Android app, or you can do it using that link just on a computer. Again, I just talked with Miss Dobry this morning, and she said, absolutely, email her at any time if you need any information on that.
And that QR code goes directly to the Parent View site, and you can actually pick between student or parent, but that'll take you right there for the username and password.
And our behavior guidelines. So on the parent handbook, this is all found on page 9, and it gives detailed information. And that QR code, I'm assuming, Mr. Hoffman, the QR code is also that. Okay.
To code of conduct. Yep.
Yeah. And so then the CCPS code of conduct is always in effect. And that one was straight from the CCBOE website. And there's also a little link there. And this whole document will be sent out. So, don't worry about scanning it at this time. It will be sent out later. And then you can always do your scanning later at that time. A major goal of our staff is to establish an atmosphere throughout the school where children feel safe, secure, happy, and have maximum opportunity to learn. So things like, stealing, showing the disrespect, some language will not be tolerated. Students who break rules or cause problems would be sent to administration, and disciplinary action can occur.
And we want to make sure that, once again, it's all about respect. Mm-hmm. And in the code of conduct for Charles County Public Schools, before it gets to the behavioral matrix, it has a solid paragraph that goes over that the consequences or the responses that we put in place are based upon the needs of that child. It could be the history of that child, the age of that child, and so forth. More than, all the time when you deal with behaviors, the number one goal is for it to not happen again. That's the number one goal. So we are going to use different responses and different supports based upon the child, because how I or how Mrs. Aguilera is going to treat a kindergarten student or a pre-K student is going to be completely different than how we approach a fifth grader. And we have to understand that, and we have to go through, because there's different needs, especially with child development and things like that.
And then this is also in the handbook. This would be the classroom code of student behavior. So we have our PBIS, which is the positive behavior intervention and support system that focuses on the positive behaviors in our school. So we have beavers are ready, responsible, and respectful. And each teacher will develop their own rules with their children at the beginning of the year. But we will still follow the school-wide plan. These rules are communicated to the students. The procedures there are in blue, and they follow our school-wide practices, and basically shows you that, you know, we do try different steps prior to some of the, you know, more serious referral type settings. And I won't read those word for word, but again, discretion would be used in these procedures. Those steps would be taken, like Mr. Hoffman said, individual cases due to maybe teacher recommendations. How serious was the offense? Or, you know, did it just happen yesterday or did it happen last semester type of situation?
The Title I compact is there. I know it's pretty small. That is in the parent handbook. It is towards the end. The parent handbook has the Mount Hope, Nanjemoy Title I compact, as well as the district Title I compact. The Title I compact pretty much goes over more goals for the entire school year, ranging from the staff to the parents to the students, as well as how we can connect with our community. We have an amazing team up in the front office, amazing secretaries, amazing PPW, an amazing parent liaison. And I know our parent liaison, Miss Betty Clark, works hard with going through and figuring out and planning different monthly events for the parents, as well as for the kids, to make sure it's engaging and all that stuff. So we have a wonderful, wonderful team that works hard every single day to make sure that we are going through all of this for sure. Once again, the Title I compact is on the, or in the parent handbook. All right, so questions and answers. We have two more slides. This is a question and answer, and then we have an evaluation form. I am going to check the chat for there was one question. Just give me a minute to read the question. So question states with a background check. If you've already done it through another company, for example, the Girl Scouts, we're going to have you do it again because it's a different company. We don't have, CCPS doesn't go through the actual background checks. When you fill out the link, it actually goes to a questionnaire that goes to another company. That company completes the background check, and then we get a list from them. That company sends us a list, and then we go by that list. That background check link will be sent out when it's time to select parents for the field trips. Those links cannot be shared. So in the past, what would happen is it would be on the website under see something, say something. And all the parents, if you remember this, like happened like, 2 years ago, where it like open house, back to school night, we had computers lined up in schools where parents could just go on there and just work on it. They took the link away. The reason why they took the link away is because we are limiting the amount of volunteers and going through that process. So as you get more information, if your child is going to go to a field trip, then contact the teacher, and then the teacher will go through the selection process and then send that link out. And I will guarantee you, because it's pretty much a template, when they sent that link out to you, it's going to say, please do not share this link due to the limiting process. If you don't do QR codes, how can you join the PTO? Just email me your information. Not a problem at all. My email address is M as in Mike. I have a middle initial, E as in Edward, and then Hoffman. So me Hoffman at ccboe.com. Are there any other questions, questions, I should say? Feel free to chat it in, or you can unmute and certainly ask. It's not a problem. And then the last thing is a reflection on this presentation. Thank you to Mrs. Aguilera for posting that in the chat. So if you do not do QR codes, just go to the chat and click on the link right there, and that'll bring you up to an evaluation where we appreciate any type of feedback that you would give us so that we can continue to listen, learn, and keep going, just like the kids, for sure. If you don't have anything else to ask or anything like that, you can certainly feel free to go. We greatly appreciate you stopping by this evening to make sure that you get all this information. We are going to post this on the website. I'm going to try and post a copy of the PowerPoint as well as the presentation for everyone, for anyone that could not participate. So I greatly appreciate you coming out.
Thank you.